Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Jesse.
I'm deaf. So Jimmy Kimmel's show got pulled off the air for saying that the assassin of...
Didn't Jimmy Kimmel also say the N-word? Sorry, continue.
Jimmy Kimmel did black body, blackface, too. Hi, I'm Carl Malone.
Continue.
He's done some pretty gross things in the past, but during one of his monologues, he mentioned that the assassin of Charlie Kirk was MAGA, and that MAGA was trying to say that it was a left-wing person, when everyone who's anyone knew that the assassin was a hard left-wing activist.
Well, they reported on that, too. They said it.
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
The family admitted it.
Yeah. So his show got pulled off the air, and all these liberals are being like, well, what happened to free speech? I thought the Republicans were for free speech. Now you're for cancel culture? It's like, no. This is different. See, the rhetoric that mainstream media pundits and late night show hosts like Jimmy Kimmel, what they've been saying the whole time, demonizing anyone who's Republican or leans Republican, all that kind of rhetoric created...
They started cancel culture. They started canceling people because they didn't like what people were saying.
Right. But also, because of the rhetoric they've been promoting, it instigated the assassin.
It provided him not only the information, but the evidence that he should take out Charlie Kirk based on things that you guys have said.
Mm-hmm. People like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. Where do you think he got these ideas from? He thought it was so mainstream, and now what are we doing with it?
Mm-hmm. So what does Jimmy Kimmel do? Instead of saying we shouldn't have political violence, we don't know anything about the shooter, no, he went right into, it was probably a MAGA shooter, which would instigate another Republican assassination.
Actually, what Jimmy Kimmel said was that we are trying to pretend that it's not on the Republican side. Like, it hasn't always been on the Republican side.
Which is demonizing the Republicans yet again, which will instigate another assassination on Republicans.
Even if he didn't have the information, to have pushed that narrative and then to have stood by it shows that he really, truly wants to demonize the right.
Mm-hmm. And what happens when you demonize the right? Some retarded person takes it upon themselves to try to take one of them out. Like we've seen time and time again.
I'm not sitting here and trying to take blame away from the Republicans who do shoot guns at people who don't deserve to be shot. There are people on both sides that do that. But like I just said, there are people on both sides that do that. There are Democrats like this guy who shot at a Republican because they didn't like what he had to say. And throughout our history, you will see it happening on both sides. And in the future, you're going to see it happening on both sides because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with political basis. When people are murderous, murdering has nothing to do with political association. It's how unhinged you are. It's how unwell you are. And giving them opinions like this, oh, he's a Nazi, oh, he spread hate, that's only going to influence these crazy people to go even further. It's going to happen on both sides. And I'm not sitting here trying to say this side's better, that side's worse. The left is really bad right now. It's going to happen more on the left because there's more crazy people gravitating towards the left because they have that crazy kind of ideas. Mm-hmm. But you're going to continue to see it on every side of history, because political assassination is a thing. We just haven't seen it happen to such a small target. He doesn't actually rule anything. He doesn't actually do anything. He simply promotes a message, and that was the only reason he was killed.
You talking about Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
Yeah. And we're both in the middle. We have liberal views and we have some conservative views. But our views are all based in reality. Not listening to right-wing people and left-wing people and then being like, yeah, that's how I stand too. This is what I think because they think this way. No. We listen to the left, we listen to the right, and then we come to our logical conclusions. Her conclusions are a little bit different than mine. I'm a little bit more hardcore. But
she can usually see my opinions, though. She can see where I'm coming from. Even as far as what I was just saying with the left versus right thing, can you deny that I'm correct in that? That there will continue to be people trying to target political leaders and that they will continue to try and kill them? Or am I wrong?
Yes. But the things that I've heard people on the left say, like Destiny, like Hassan, like Jimmy Kimmel himself, that kind of stuff has been going on for a long time. And it's not like kind messaging.
No.
It's murder or harm people. Mm-hmm. Or if they need an ICU bed because they're about to die but they haven't been vaccinated, rest in peace, Wheezy. quotes from Jimmy Kimmel, pretty much saying, you shouldn't get help to save yourself if you haven't been vaccinated. It's shit like that he's been touting for years, that has made people who buy into all that crap and don't take the time to critically think. It's made people crazy. So crazy that they're willing to try to assassinate people. And have.
And will continue to.
Yes. Now, there are bad people on both sides. There's the Buffalo Top Shooter. Totally right-wing Looney Tunes character. Like, freaking nuts.
Yeah,
but there have also
kill black guys and women, but yeah.
But there have also been a lot of really crazy people on the left shooting up schools. Come on now.
Like I said earlier, it's going to be it's not a matter of political affiliation. It's a matter of people who want to kill.
And all they need is that
a little
bit of a nudge,
something to say, "Hey, this is."
And
a
if
good
they
reason
hear hear something on TV and it's like, "Oh, that's it. Jimmy Kimmel said something, and I know it's true. That's it. I'm done. I'm doing something about it."
That's the danger of this political environment we're in right now, is that you are antagonizing people who are mentally unwell. You're antagonizing them to go and do some bad stuff because that's the good thing to do. People are going to take the risk because they think that it's better than what they're seeing.
It's better than having Hitler, right?
And that's what you keep telling them. So they're going to try and kill Hitler.
Mm-hmm. Because you've made them think that these people on the right are Hitler. Anyway, let's...
You were 22 years old. How did you have nothing going for you at 22 years old?
Well, he did. He thought he was doing the right thing.
Well, it sounded... I'm not trying to, stroke anything ego-wise, but it sounded like he had a good GPA. He was able to get scholarships. He had a partner. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like what else are you looking for?
Ted Bundy had everything going for him, but he couldn't stop killing people. The Unabomber was radically
This
intelligent.
guy's not sitting here and, we haven't heard about him killing people before. He just went after one person and killed him.
A lot of crazies can be book smart, but it doesn't mean they're street smart.
I didn't say he was street smart. I'm just saying, hypothetically, he had a lot of things going for him. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he killed because he was, ready to die.
It's the critically thinking aspect. You don't critically think anymore. You just take everything at face value and then you run with it.
Anyways.
So let's do this.
Jimmy, what are you doing? I'm packing. Packing? Are you going on vacation?
No, I'm not going on vacation. I'm leaving the country.
Why are you leaving the country?
I can't stay for another 4 years of this. Who knows what he's going to do?
Jim, I'm sorry. You're fired. Get out of here.
Greetings, you over 1 million lovers of justice and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. We have some breaking news. It looks like Jimmy Kimmel might be done. He might have gone a step too far, but it's not like him and his comrades in the corporate legacy media and the corporate access media, who are the enemy of the people, along with a lot of Hollywood, haven't played their part in dividing this country with their hysterical rhetoric over the last 10 years.
You're with a white guy. I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
I think he's selfish. He's racist. He's misogynist. He's a liar.
Donald Trump is destroying our country and everything we care about.
The world should consider my president as public enemy number one at this point.
We have to get him. We have to get him, no matter what it takes. We have to get him. We have to bring him down. We have to send a message.
He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I can't see any good in him. Nothing at all. Nothing redeemable in him. He's got to be stopped.
The Republicans who are still on Team Trump are apparently fascist enablers.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm going to come.
And there is no worse culprit than Late Night, who has been demonizing and vilifying not just the president, but anybody who voted for him or anybody who just doesn't believe them for the last 10 years. Half of our fellow citizenry.
Donald Trump is a fascist. And when it comes to democracy versus fascism, I'm sorry, there are not fine people on both sides. So you need to choose Donald Trump or the American people.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that. You're taking it out of context. I believe that very same lie. I believed it. For years, I believed that's what he said. Until someone said they're taking it out of context. And I'm like, they are? Well, let me look at the clip. Then I looked at the clip and I found out they were freaking lying. You know how mad that made me?
What was the context?
He was saying, when the Charlotte riots were happening, He wasn't saying there are fine people on both sides. The media was trying to spin it like Donald Trump was saying all these violent people on the right are also good, just like the people on the left are. He condemned the violent, horrific Nazi people on the right, but said that the people who came out who were protesting peacefully were also good, like the people who were counter-protesting on the left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the media spun it to make it sound like Donald Trump was saying the people who are violent and Nazis are good people. That's not what he said.
Okay.
And that's how they give all these freaking crazy loons brainworms.
Well, they'll say anything, and no one's going to dig into it.
Yeah. And also, if you keep canceling people over, like, the things that they posted online, like so many freaking people, or have said on TV, like Megyn Kelly canceling her for saying you should be able to wear whatever Halloween costume you want to wear, or Roseanne for saying some weird stuff because Roseanne says weird stuff all the time.
This is what's so important about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means that I can say today that I hate someone, and then the next day I can say I like them. You can change your mind. Freedom of speech allows you to change your mind. Fascism doesn't. Fascism doesn't allow you to change your mind, and it seems like a lot of these left-leaning people are very stuck in that kind of mentality. Don't change your mind. Stay on our side. Don't have an opinion. Don't have an opinion. Don't have an opinion. Our opinion or nothing. So you're almost better off just always being upfront and honest and telling people your opinion, because you could either deal with the repercussions now, or you could fight really hard against them and then deal with them later after you've been pushed into a corner and placated to everything that they wanted you to do. You gave up every semblance of yourself for an ideology, and you're going to continue to do it, and it's failing. So maybe just be upfront. Just be a genuine person. It hurts less.
People on the left were applauding people who were getting canceled on the right, or even in the middle. They applauded it. They said, freedom of speech, not freedom of consequence. But then when the tables have turned on them, it's different. Jimmy Kimmel didn't get canceled because he said some stupid stuff. He said stupid stuff all the time. He's instigating another assassin by trying to paint MAGA to be horrifically bad, murderous even, in order to protect themselves from the fact that their side's the crazy side. And what does that do? Right after someone who is a conservative just got shot, that's instigating another assassin. Murdered. He got murdered. You're instigating another assassin.
Well, you're at least adding to the fire. You're adding fuel to the fire.
Charlie Kirk just got killed like a week ago.
A little over a week ago, Wednesday, yeah.
When Kimmel said it, it was probably like a week ago. It just happened.
It was a week ago
Because
yesterday,
people
yeah.
hate MAGA, right? So now he's pointing the finger back at MAGA when the people who hated MAGA killed him. And now you're trying to point the finger like MAGA killed MAGA? Like, what are you trying to do with that?
I don't know what they're trying to do, but it does lead to this is exactly why people like this exist. Even if you're not trying to breed a shooter, if you're just trying to breed political opinions, the things that you're saying are so heavily negative that it causes people to take immense action. Don't give such a false flag. It's like the boy who cried wolf. They're taking our rights. They're taking our rights. There's no redeemable qualities. So, and then you're shocked that somebody decided to kill him because of all the things you said.
Then the news, like the FBI comes out and says the shooter was definitely left wing. The mom comes out and says he was definitely hard left wing. Jimmy Kimmel says, no, it's MAGA. I'm going to keep going with the same rhetoric that got into the killer's mind that led him to kill Charlie Kirk. Like, how can you not put that together as something completely ridiculous and retarded? How can you not put that together?
I don't think that they have brain cells, and they're so used to doing what they're told is the thing. They're doing what they think they should be doing because that's what they've been told is the right way.
Because they're in a fucking echo chamber.
Exactly. And so he's been told by all his celebrity friends that this is how they feel. You know, he's vocalizing it because he thinks it's a majority opinion, but it's not. And I think we're all at least learning that. The lack of humanity that it took to cause Charlie Kirk to die in that fashion.
Yeah.
The lack of humanity is insane. But it is almost reassuring to see the backlash that people are receiving.
Yeah, but
Because
then you see
it-
the counter backlash.
But it's almost reassuring to see that so many people, even if they're on the left, are like, how can you fucking talk like that?
Yeah, even people on the left are like, you're ridiculous. But then you see these Hollywood celebrities being like, I'm boycotting.
Because
we need to stand up and fight. It's like, you guys have been doing this the whole freaking time.
Their niche kill 'em opinion is within the celebrity. It's in an isolated class. That's why you feel like you can kill them, because you feel so protected.
Yeah.
You have to feel ultimately protected. Even the shooter didn't get roughed up.
Untouchable. Yeah.
You think one guy would have punched him in the face, but no, not even that. To a guy who decided he had the right to take someone else's life into his hands.
Well, he thought he was killing Hitler.
Sorry, but you know.
We already know Stephen Colbert will be gone in May of next year, and now it looks like Jimmy Kimmel is gone. And it looks like he's gone for telling.
These celebrities are the same type of people that will be like, they will shame viewers who stopped watching someone, like Stephen Colbert, right?
Uh-huh.
Losing ratings plummeted, losing millions and millions of dollars, is getting canceled or is canceled, getting canceled. And these are the kind of people who will blame the viewers for not watching. They'll be like, you're a horrible person for not watching Stephen Colbert, and now he's canceled because y'all stopped watching. You're horrible people. You're Nazis. You're fascists.
Maybe you just had bad taste.
Yeah, no, they don't know how to do that. Introspection, self-reflection. Are you kidding me? If you're that narcissistic, there's no way you could think you can do anything wrong. That's moral arrogance to an extreme degree.
A lie, and I know I have to be specific because he's been lying to the people along with the rest of his ilk and late night for the last decade. But this one was pretty insidious, and not even Disney's ABC could let this one stand. As I record this video, it's been 1 week since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a man who just wanted to sit down and exchange ideas with college students in a respectful way, and they killed him for it. And he was killed by a radical leftist Antifa supporter who was living with a transgender furry.
This guy was into some weird.
Now, early on, the media was really trying to convince people that this shooter was MAGA. But as more information came out, it became crystal clear that he wasn't. On the evening of Monday, September 15th, when the entire world knew what the shooter's motivation was.
I do want to point out there was a really funny TikTok of, I'm assuming, a conservative woman making fun of this.
Mm-hmm.
The messages are like Old English. And she was like, I'm sorry my message is so short, my love. I hope that only like it's really scary. This guy does sound like he's trying to talk out loud of like the 1800s. It's scary. If they're real, we don't know. But yeah, you convince people like this that it's okay to do this and that they're protecting people. Mm-hmm. This whole thing says, I'm protecting you.
Protecting democracy by murdering the opposition.
I'm protecting you by putting a bunch of people in harm's way. Let's say I don't have a good shot. Let's say I hit some bystander. Is that worth it? They could have been on your side.
Doesn't matter. They were there listening to him. That's enough.
But that's the thing is, if you're not a good enough shot, you could have hit someone who completely agreed with you. The person asking you the question was sitting there saying, oh, what about this? What about that? Right? The person at the beginning when he got shot was actually like debating a question against Charlie Kirk's beliefs. Mm-hmm. If you weren't a good enough shot, you could have hit kids, regular pedestrians just sitting there, bystanders. You took not only Charlie Kirk's life into your own hands, but everyone's life there into your own hands.
What do they call that? It's not cannon fodder. It's like if someone
guilty by association.
No, like if someone dies while I'm trying to do something righteous. You know,
casualty, unfortunately.
It's like a casualty of
war.
Yeah, something like that. I can't think of the phrasing right now, but y'all know what we mean.
At this point, Jimmy Kimmel decided to roll with this.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from.
It's completely vile. It's completely disgusting. And no, Jimmy, you can't hide behind your 21 writers or say you didn't have enough information.
Kid as well.
Yeah, like
22-year-old man. You're trying to humanize and sympathize by changing your wording, okay? Jimmy Kimmel saw this and signed off on it and then said it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just the writers who were at fault. It's also him. He's the main person who is at fault for signing off on it and being like, okay, this is good enough to say without all the information. Just because his shtick is MAGA bad, MAGA bad, MAGA bad. Something happened, it's MAGA.
Not gonna work.
Did your kid trip and fall and scrape his knee? That was MAGA.
There was if you've been on YouTube a long time, you might remember Jenna Marbles. I don't know if you do you remember Jenna Marbles?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think she also got canceled for saying some shit.
Probably.
And left the internet. But she had a really funny video when Obama was president, and it was called "Thanks, Obama." and she'd go around the house and she'd like accidentally cut her hand and she'd be like, oh, thanks, Obama. And that's just how it feels.
Yep.
And that's just how it feels. She'd be like, oh, I skinned my knee. Thanks, Obama. Oh, my mail didn't come. Thanks, Obama. It's the same thing. You can blame anyone you want for anything, but it doesn't make them the cause of it.
But don't listen. You can if you want to, but I would suspiciously, I should say, listen to anyone on the left who's pushing back. Because if you go through things they've said in the past when people on the right have gotten canceled, they were all for it. They were down for it. They were down so hard. They were getting banged in the booty for it. Like, they were down for it. But now that the tables have turned, now they're not down for it. But the difference is people aren't getting canceled and fired for misgendering some dude who thinks he's a chick. No, this is entirely different. You can see the difference. Can you see the difference?
You mean the difference in the fact that those people were canceled for making a statement? This person is condoning murder?
Yes.
And even if he thinks he's not, by saying, oh, this poor kid.
This poor kid was insinuating definitely MAGA.
Innocence. It's implying innocence.
Mm-hmm. It's also pointing the blame back on the side that already had someone murdered and attempted assassinations.
You'll never hear me say I'm glad someone died. You know why? Because everyone's a brother, a sister, a father, a daughter, whatever. Everyone has some kind of relationship they cherish.
I'm happy that Ted Bundy's not here anymore.
But I'm never going to sit here and be like, wow, thank God we murdered him. There are some people I do believe should get the death penalty.
Yes.
But I'm not sitting here and saying, go out and murder that person. There's a big difference between the death penalty and just killing someone to kill someone. Or killing someone because you disagree with them. At the end of the day, anyone can make claims. I can claim there's a flying spaghetti monster and he's my God. I can't make that claim. Doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean that that's true, but it's what I'm claiming. Anyone can make claims, but that doesn't make them legit. Listen to the actual sources, dig deeper, and stop letting them treat you like the church did for years and telling you what to think.
Yeah. The best way to figure out if the other side and what they're saying is fair, just turn the tables. If everything was switched, how would they react? And that's your answer.
You knew exactly what you were doing. Of course, the next day he got a lot of clapback, and quite frankly, I don't think anyone was expecting Disney's ABC to do anything about it. Then on the morning of September 17th, Benny Johnson had the commissioner of the FCC on, and they discussed it.
Do you believe that what Jimmy Kimmel said rises to the level of news distortion?
Look, again, the FCC could be called upon to be an ultimate judge in that, but at this point, I think it's clear. It appears to be clear that you can make a strong argument that this is sort of an intentional effort to mislead the American people about a very core, fundamental fact to a very important matter. At the end of the day, if we do get called upon to cast a vote on this, Disney will have a chance to put in their arguments and explain it, but this is a very, very, serious issue right now for Disney.
Still, I don't think anybody realistically believed Disney's ABC was going to do anything about it until this bomb dropped a few hours later from their affiliate Nexstar. Nexstar Media Group, which owns about 32 of the 200 ABC stations, said this: today, we announced that the company's own partner television stations affiliated with the ABC television network would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliated markets. They went on to say Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse. And it's my belief this forced Disney's ABC's hand to do something that they might not have done, because ABC suspends Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely over Charlie Kirk comments. The network's decision comes after affiliate group Nexstar said it will pull the late night show, and the chairman of the FCC suggested he might take action against ABC. From Variety, ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after host Charlie Kirk comments. Do I have any sympathy for Jimmy Kimmel? Let's just say I have about as much sympathy for him as he had for the people who refused to take the jab.
Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
And the free speech argument will rightly come up. Do I think he should be fired over his speech or opinions? Absolutely not. Do I think he should be fired for lying? Well, not necessarily, but it's really not up to me. I do think he should be fired for being really shitty at his job. And I have no problem with him getting fired using somebody's death to score some political points. Disney's ABC, see, I'm not the only one saying it, said it would take Jimmy Kimmel's popular, I'm not so sure about that, late night show off its schedule indefinitely after one of the biggest owners of the TV stations in the U.S., Nexstar Media, said it intended to preempt airings of the program following remarks the host made about the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. How about just Charlie Kirk? How about just human being Charlie Kirk? You cannot hate the media enough. In the monologue Monday night, which you heard earlier in the video, Kimmel said that the MAGA gang was trying to score political points off Kirk's murder. And then Jimmy followed it up by trying to score political points. What a scumbag. Variety goes on to explain Disney's maneuver is likely to further inflame American partisanship because the media and Disney and Jimmy Kimmel haven't done that for years already. Over the assassination of Kirk, the activist is viewed as a hero by many, and several prominent conservatives have called for any critic of his work to be silenced. I think more people were talking about the celebration of his death, but of course, that doesn't get brought up. You can certainly criticize his views. I don't have a problem with it, no matter how nuanced the arguments may be. Oh, show me the nuance of celebrating a man's death. Show me the nuance of dancing on a grave. Now, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Kimmel was prepared to address the backlash on Wednesday night's show. He planned to explain what he said and demonstrate how it was taken out of context. How the hell could you have taken that out of context? It was your own monologue that was written by other people. When asked by the Hollywood Reporter, the source said that Kimmel was not planning on apologizing. He felt what he said did not require an apology. As everyone knows, Jimmy Kimmel, along with Howard Stern, is one of the biggest sellouts out there. And the hard truth is they're all a bunch of phonies. But I think Jimmy genuinely believes he doesn't need to apologize in this situation. And that might be the most authentic thought he's had in his entire life. So by all means, don't apologize if you don't want to. And even if he did, no one would believe him. But as it stands right now, the Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. I would argue it should have been canceled years ago because he's not funny or good at his job.
I'm glad he's
Pretty
canceled.
fair.
I'm glad he's canceled.
I didn't care before. I don't care now. I don't pay for cable.
You know, I used to watch The View, Stephen Colbert, and Jimmy Kimmel a lot. Around 2016 to 2020. I watched them a lot. But there came a time where I got really tired of it. It got old. The shtick got old. It's like every night, Trump ad, Trump ad, Trump ad. It wasn't funny anymore. It was annoying. It was preachy. I felt like I was in church. Like, shut up. God, talk about something else. But they never did. So it's Trump ad, Trump ad. Like, you can't hear it anymore. After a while, you're like, I'm going crazy from listening to this. I can't do it. I got to listen to something else.
So we've talked about this lately. I didn't have TV growing up from the time I was like 12 till I was 18. So we didn't watch a lot of TV. What I did watch was, before, I used to watch David Letterman with my dad, and I feel like that's relatively laid back compared to everything here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the exposure I had. I don't watch this. I'm not the audience. I won't be the audience. The reason you were down money is because you have no appeal to someone like me. So if you can appeal to someone like me, I will make an effort to watch your show. Ask her. If I really want to watch something, I'll fucking do it. You are not pulling people in. You are not giving me a reason to watch it. And you are not giving me a reason to sign up for cable.
It's true.
The end, that's that simple. I didn't have it because they didn't want to get it. And honestly, I'm a better person for it, and I don't have to deal with this bullshit.
If someone wants to hear a rational or a funny opinion, watching people like Colbert and Kimmel and The View, it's not the place to go.
I liked Letterman.
You're going to hear just
fine.
so many lies. And just everything goes back to Trump. Somehow they could be talking about a turtle that crossed the street, a little tiny turtle, and it was a busy, busy street, and he made it all the way. He made it all the way to the other end. And somehow they bring up Trump. How? Because they're obsessed. Because it's worked so well in the past, they double down and double down and double down and double down. And eventually people are like, shut up, shut up. I don't like Trump, but you're annoying me now. That's how I felt. That's why I checked out. And once I checked out, I started listening to other people. And then I started researching and doing a little digging. and critically thinking. And then I started really disliking them because I realized how many lies they had been spinning for years,
Countless.
twisting the truth a relentless amount of times. Yes, and that's how I feel about that.
How do you feel about that?
How do you?
How do you do?
I know we're all for free speech here, but do you agree with his firing?
We are very for free speech. I never delete any comments. So if you ever see any comments getting deleted, that's YouTube. That's not me. You could literally call us fat whales and I'll leave it up there.
Do you think it's karma? Do you think the right is doing now to the left what the left has been doing to the right for years? Or do you think this is different? I'm curious to know. Leave in the comments below. Join our membership.
I'm convinced we're going to civil war. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, join our memberships, join YouTube stuff, join X, Instagram. We got off of TikTok.
I don't go on Instagram. Yeah. Follow us on X, the panic button. And we'll see you in the next one.
Share this with a friend or an enemy.
Enjoy your weekend.